And it's the top 5 that have been reversed, so that puts the winner of race 1 in 5th place, but on the pole position is Mr. Long. How are you feeling going into this one?
Oh, a bit warm.
A bit warm?
Yeah.
How did the car cope in the first race? Well, first 2 races.
Yeah, it was going okay. Just managing pace, trying to keep the tyres solid.
What's the plan for the start? You got to keep these guys behind you.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Just
go for it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thanks. Yes.
Okay. And Ian Monroe was 3rd in his championship coming into this round. Got a lovely scar there. Ian, let's open the door, shall we? Let's get you a bit cooler. So you're 3rd in the championship coming into this round. You're 3rd on the grid. How are you feeling going into this last race?
Yeah, I mean, I was quite quick in the last ones. I just couldn't, I was just making mistakes and struggling to get past folks. So, yeah, I'll go for it here.
There's a few dings and dents in the cars. That's all from today?
Yeah, that was where everyone kind of bunched up together and we all kind of came together at once. Wasn't really a move or anything like that. It was just 3 cars all slowed down quite quickly and I went in the back of them.
So the aim here is just to stay out of trouble. You're in the prime spot.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully a good start and then, yeah, just go as quick as I can.
Good luck.
Cheers.
Let's move down, shall we? Mr. Hose.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Getting ready for the last race of the day. You got a 15-minute sprint. Looking forward to it?
Yeah, not looking forward to the heat, but looking forward to the race. It's pretty hot in these cars, but yeah, should be good. Should be good fun.
Do you notice it much when you're racing?
Yeah, there was one point halfway through the last race. I thought we must be getting to the end. I looked at my lap timer. It said it was only 6 laps in. I was like, oh my god! And then you can feel the sweat dripping down the inside of your helmet, but then just try and focus again. Just like, okay, get back on the straights are quite long. You get a little bit of thinking time here. So.
And Cadwell itself, you enjoying it?
Yeah, great track. Really love it. Difficult to overtake, but you know, if you can keep the pressure on the person in front, you're kind of hoping for mistakes. So we'll see how it goes this one.
Good luck.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Cheers. And we'll move down. I think we've got a bit of time. So, Michael Weddle. Now, I don't know whether the cameraman can get over here. On the back of his car, it looks like a chicken, but apparently it is a duck. Now, the reason for that is Dave Christie said he's got no straight line speed, so he's a sitting duck. But that's obviously not the case. So, Michael, Dave Christie labelled you as a sitting duck on the straights. It's not quite the case, is it?
Well, we're going to try and see. It seems to be bringing me good luck so far, so I think it's going to stay there for the rest of the season now, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so you've got a good haul of points so far. You've got a 15-minute sprint now. No R53s in front of you. Just get your head down and go for it.
Yeah, the reverse grid, it kind of mixes up a little bit, so it'll just be a case of just trying to survive the start and then see what happens after that. 15-minute race is still pretty long for us, so you're saying it's a sprint, but it's still shorter than what we do, longer than what we do at Knock Hill, so it'll just be a case of just get the head down and see what we can do.
Yeah, especially in this heat, it's not quite a sprint, is it?
Yeah, exactly. It's more like a marathon in this.
All right, well, good luck. Hopefully we'll see you on the podium. And let's go to the winner of race 2, Chad Little. You can see plenty of incidents today. Chad, you've got plenty of rubber all over your car. That's not what you want in this race, is it?
No, on a clean race and try and get to the front as soon as possible, I hope.
And how do you think you're going to do that?
Good start, most important. Then a good first lap, don't let them get away, but I think it'll be interesting.
Yeah. Sure. Have you found your favourite part of the tracks yet?
Probably Hall Bends, just over here. It's quite a hard but fast section there. Seems to be going well, so.
Yeah, that's all good for the championship points.
Yeah, we could do with some more wins, really. Don't make a big dent in it, but we'll keep going.
Well, let's see where you can go from 5th. Good luck.
Cheers, thank you.
And we might as well, while we've got a bit of time, keep going. Ryan Smith. Ryan's got a bit of damage on the car. I don't know whether that's from today. but let's have a quick chat, see where it is from. Right, a bit of damage on the car. It's not from today, is it?
To be honest, I lost track of when I got my damage a while ago. I seem to pick up something new every weekend, but I don't think it's from today. I think it's a wee bit battle scars from previous rounds. Yeah.
And Cadwell Park is the away round. Something special this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very different. I got to do this last year in the C1. Very different in the Mini. It's like learning a new track. So very different. I think Knock Hill suits me a wee bit better in this car, but we're making the most of it.
Good luck. Well, they've just called it to go. So the cars are about to go on track for the final race of the day here at Cadwell Park. The sun is still glorious. The track is hot. The guys are ready. Lewis, for one last time with the Minis, over to you.
Thanks, Anne. And now it's time for the Mini Cooper Cup Race 3 and the final race of the weekend for the Mini Cooper Cup class. And it's going to be time for the reverse grid race, and it should be a cracker as it usually is. And of course, this time round we do not have the R53 Mini Cooper Cup cars in the race, so it's just the Mini Cooper Cup cars, and it should just be an outright race for the victory. So now we're just waiting for the cars to make their way onto the grid before we head out on the warm-up lap. And there is Ian Monroe taking his place on that front row with Gordon Long, and it looks like just behind them it will be Neil Hose and the championship winner last year, Michael Weddle, with them alongside them on that second row of the grid. So the first 4 cars really could be the 4 that are going to be battling all the way to the end in this race, and it should be a great race. It's so hot for these drivers, and it's going to hot up just as the lights go out, and just as we head out in this warm-up lap, the tension will certainly be rising, but we just wait for the final checks to be done on the grid. So if you've just tuned in, hello and welcome. My name is Lewis. I'll be bringing you through today's action. There's a couple races left on the schedule. There's the race 3 of the Mini Cooper Cup, which you'll just be seeing. It's a reverse grid race before we get into the All-Comers Trophy race, the final race of the day and final race of the weekend for these drivers. And the 1-minute board is up in the air before we head out on what is going to be a cracker of a race. It should be action all the way throughout, and we wait for the final checks to be done on the grid, and then we will get underway. And just like we've seen in the first 2 races, it should be close racing all the way throughout, with every single lap and every single driver being separated by absolutely nothing. And every single lap time will be practically the same for the top 5, which is, this race is almost like the highlight of the weekend. It's similar to what the British Touring Car Championship do with reverse grid race, and it's produced some great talent, this class, as they head out on their warm-up lap. And of course, it will be Gordon Long on pole position from Ian Monroe, with Neil Hose in 3rd place, Michael Weddle in 4th, with Ryan Smith in 5th, Chad Little in 6th, with Jack Irvin starting in 7th, Chris Cockburn in 8th, and Jamie Brown in 9th, David Taylor 10th, Ewan Robertson 11th, and Finn Mack will be rounding off the grid. So it should be a great race and a competitive race. I mean, Gordon Long and Ian Monroe, we've seen them duke it out earlier on and in race 2, and as soon as Ian Monroe managed to get in front of him, he cleared off, but now he does have Neil Hose and Michael Weddle also behind him, so we should have 5 or 6 cars battling for the race win, and it should be a cracking race. And it's really going to be looking at how the cars are going to handle towards the end of the race, of course, with these conditions, which are still just as hot as they were at earlier on in the day. 26 degrees we currently have here at Cadwell Park, and it's been a great day of race. It's been some great weather, and everyone trackside has appreciated this weather, and it's been great racing on track also for the fans to appreciate, and hopefully we'll be getting more of that. Gordon Long, though, on that pole position, Neil Hose and Michael Weddle alongside each other on the second row of the grid. Of course, last round we did see them make contact coming out of the hairpin, which was a monumental moment in the season so far. So we just see them head round, weaving side to side, warming up the tyres, getting them nice and sticky, getting their brakes hot and ready to head up to the mountain for the final time, for the final warm-up lap, for the final race of the weekend for these guys. And we wait for them. Tension will be rising. We can see the fans in the back with some food of choice, cheering with each other. Of course, everyone here at the SMRC is like one big community. There's a lot of friends in this paddock, but they still race just as hard with each other, so it should be some cracking racing. And now we see the cars coming out of the hairpin before we head to barn and turn 15 and 16 the heading round right now before they head onto the grid to line up for the final time. So what is going to happen? Comment down below who you're supporting. So what, as we head round to the first corner for the final time in the first lap, what is going to happen? Who knows? We're just going to have to wait and find out. Gordon Long from pole position with Eamon Rowe alongside with Neil Hose and Michael Weddle just behind them. So what's going to happen? Nobody knows right now. All the marshals waiting for the cars to line up in the correct grid slots before we get underway. And now we wait for the drivers at the back to make their way into the grid slots before we get the 5-second board up in the air, and then the lights will come on for a random amount of time and then come out, and then we'll race down to Coppice for the final time. And now we wait. 5-second board is up in the air there. Just wait for the lights to appear on the right hand side of your screen. They're on. And they're off, and it's quite a long hold once again. It looks like Eamon Rowe has got the better start there from Gordon Long, but Gordon Long has the inside line, so will he stick up the inside? Yes, he will. They're side by side going into Coppice, and it looks like Neil Hose is down the inside as well of Michael Weddle. But what's going to happen coming out of turn 2? Because of course turn 2 is a right-hander, so Michael Weddle and Gordon and Eamon Rowe will have the inside line, and they do, and that is why they're first and second positions right now. And it's pushed Gordon Long all the way back to third, with Neil Hose down into 4th position right now. But we're just going to have to wait and see Chad Little right now in 5th, just behind Neil Hose. But now it is Eamon Rowe who leads the way. We've seen Eamon Rowe's pace, of course, through the whole weekend has been strong, especially these first couple of laps. He just hasn't been able to make the start that he wanted, and you can just see now dust getting picked up from the drivers, dipping the wheels onto the grass. This race, of course, being the reverse grid race, the final race of the weekend for these guys, and only a 15-minute race, with it being the final race for them. So now you can see Eamon Rowe on the grass going down to Mansfield, really having some great car control to be able to save it right out to the white line there. You can just see now a big train of cars making their way through to the mountain section, just trying to keep the car steady, trying not to drift it out, because drifting a car around the racetrack is not always the fastest way around. And now we can see them rising over the mountain, and we can also see Michael Weddle trying to make his appearance known down the inside at Hall's Bends. Will there be contact? Oh, he tries to avoid it. Eamon Rowe goes through the grass and cuts the corner, but has lost quite a lot of time from that. So will this let Hose catch up and Gordon Long? It looks like it. So now it's good old sparring partner Gordon Long has caught up to Eamon Rowe, from Eamon Rowe having to make that grass cut in the excursion. So now it's Michael Weddle who leads the way after lap 1. What an exciting lap it's been so far. It's Michael Weddle who leads the way from Eamon Rowe in 2nd place, and Gordon Long rounds off our podium positions right now. But Neil Hose and Chad Little are in 4th and 5th, with Jack Irvin closely behind in 6th, Ewan Robertson in 7th, Ryan Smith in 8th, Chris Cockburn in 9th, and Finn Mack rounds out our top 10 at the moment. Daniel Patterson, though, did not start this race, so a disappointing end to the weekend for him. But it is going to be Michael Weddle who leads the way through Park Straight to Park Corner, turn 4 of the circuit, just touching the grass once again and putting up the dust in his rival's face. And there is Eamon Rowe, though, looking very strong. Looks like he's just recuperated from that lunge that Michael Weddle made on him, and now he's going to be even more determined than ever and try and get him back, maybe even at Hall Bend once again. But it looks like it's Neil Hose is diving down the inside. Quite a late move there, going into Mansfield on Gordon Long. So now they're 3 wide heading into the mountain section on the track. This is exciting stuff. 3 wide going into the mountain. It looks like Chad Little has got the better of them both, but Neil Hose once again staying at where he started, and Gordon Long being the real loser of that. Gordon Long dropping all the way back to 5th place right now, with Neil Hose just in front of him in the 111 Mini Cooper. So now going through the technical Hall Bends, what will we be able to make of it? And further back in the field, Finn Max made way up into 10th place, but Jamie Brown and David Taylor losing positions on that start of the race. But now number 65 on your screen right now of Jack Irvin making his way up to 6th position so far in this race, as it is Michael Weddle who is still leading the way in lap 2 right now, sitting the fastest lap of the race with 47.7, the only driver in the 47s. And as I say that, Chad Little in 3rd place in the 47s as well. So Ian Monroe under some proper pressure right now as we head on to lap 3 of the race so far. Just 4 minutes gone, so of course this is a shorter race. This is a 50-minute race, as you see Chad Little getting onto the curb and just getting squirmy on the throttle there. The car moving them out from underneath him, but yeah, so just 15 minutes in this race, 11 minutes left. It's far, far shorter, and it's a race that is not going to be forgotten, because there is Gordon Long diving down the inside of Neil Hose and pushing Neil Hose onto the grass, which is going to let Jack Irvin get past them as well. And now they're free wide going in. They're still free wide going into Gooseneck. How will it go? It's Jack Irvin now and Gordon Long side by side. Gordon Long touching the grass and sideways he goes, and all 3 of them make it through out to Gooseneck into Mansfield. I do not know how they all are still on 4 wheels right now, and none of them are in the grass, and they're all still on tarmac. But whatever the case, it is still Ian Monroe in 2nd place right now, but Chad Little in 3rd, but Neil Hose still in that 4th position. As we see battles further down the field right now with the triple free, Ewan Robertson in a fierce battle right now, trying to defend his position as best as possible as Jack Irvin makes his way through Hall Bends, just trying to get the car turned from right to left and be as aggressive on the throttle as you possibly can and on the steering, just to get that Mini Cooper turned in. But this is the final race of the weekend for these guys. It's all out. They have multiple weeks, they have almost a month to fix it. They have almost a month to fix their cars and get ready for the next round. So it's all out. It's elbows out, and it's wheel-to-wheel racing here in the Scottish Mini Cooper Cup class, as it is one of the best single-make series in the UK, and it's been proving ground actually for many British touring car drivers such as Rory Butcher, Aidan Moffat and Chris Smiley. Very, very accomplished racers have came through this class, and we're seeing it now. Some great racecraft from Ian Monroe, just trying to defend from Chad Little as best as possible for the 2nd position, for the podium position, because right now Michael Weddle just looks to be edging out that gap for that 1st place position and just able to be in control of this race as Chad Little onto the grass. So is Ian Monroe, just trying to take as much liberties as possible. Of course, all drivers basically taking that line where they're driving on the white line and occasionally slipping the wheel off into the grass, losing a bit of traction, putting dirt up into the air. But there's Chad Little looking to dive down the inside of Ian Monroe down at Mansfield. Will he make it stick? It looks like he will, and he will. And now Ian Monroe, can he fight back? Right now he's just looking at the back of that Mini Cooper of Chad Little, but Chad Little has his eyes set on Michael Weddle, who still leads the way this race. But further back in the field, Gordon Long has been pushed down to 6th position now. So not the race that he would have wanted, starting from pole position. This was his chance, but Ryan Smith as well, starting to make his way up the field, down up into 7th place. So a great race for him, a great recovery after what has been quite a tricky weekend. As he said before the race started, this track hasn't really been suiting his needs and hasn't really been suiting his driving style. But their cars come for your picture. Neil Hose in 4th place, trying to get onto that final podium positions, but is Ian Monroe, who he's going to have to catch up to and going to have to pass. So Ian Monroe still a little bit of a distance ahead of Neil Hose. Right now it's Michael Weddle, who has a 1.8 second lead from Chad Little, and Chad Little then being a further 1.1 seconds ahead of Ian Monroe. So the top 3, not too much in it. All it takes is one mistake and then everything's fair play. Right now though, 7 minutes in the race, 50-minute race of course, so halfway through now, and it's time for the drivers really just to get the hammer down. Final race of the weekend they want is Jack Irvin powering his way down the Park Straight. It going up the rise to Park Corner, and then through Park Corner he will go. The birds on the inside still off Park Corner and Chris Curve. So there will any dirt be picked up by the cars. It looks like a car in front of Neil Hose just touching the grass a little bit, fucking up some dirt, but there is the 3-car quartet of Neil Hose, Jack Irvin and Gordon Long, and battling for that 4th position before they get onto the all-important podium, which right now it's Chad Little who is in that second place position, who of course made his way past Ian Monroe. Ian Monroe actually looks to have no response from him right now. So will Ian Monroe, as we're over halfway through this race, just start dropping back into the hands of Neil Hose and giving Neil Hose on that 111 car a chance for that third position, a chance to get on that podium for the final race of the day, as Jack Irvin in 5th position right now in that 65 car is just trying to keep calm, just trying to keep collected, and number 23 of Ian Monroe still in that 3rd position, but it looks like the gap has closed on Neil Hose as we wait for them to power it out the final corner here at Cadwell Park, which is of course Barn Corner, and we wait to see what the gap is now. Previously round it was 2.4 seconds, and now this time round it looks to be 2.8 seconds, so it's actually increased between Neil Hose and Jack Irvin. So, but one thing is the podium position between Ian Monroe and Neil Hose has closed in. It's now 1.4 seconds. What will he do? But now 9.5 minutes left, 9.5 minutes in the race, just 6.5 minutes left, and now it is time where the hammer is going down, and now Michael Weddle with a 2.1 second lead cannot let it up, because if he does, he'll have Chad Little in his rear mirrors and piling on the pressure and wanting to get that final race victory of the weekend, and what is the reverse grid race for these Mini Cooper Cup cars. And once again, picking up the dirt, if you could also be mistaken to think someone has came off of that corner, but no, it's just how tight they are, just how tight of a line they pick going into that corner. And you can just see now the cars sliding out of Gooseneck, going down to Mansfield, just keeping it pinned and keeping it sliding all the way down and keeping it somewhat unstable as their car actually parked in the chicane. I believe that's Chris Cockburn just retiring from that race, and what a disappointing way to end your weekend. He retired last lap and just in a sensible place to park up, so no yellow flags are at, and we can continue racing and continue racing Neil Hose well, as Neil Hose is 2.8 seconds back and trying to bridge that gap for that 3rd place position, but it is Jack Irvin to think about just behind him, as Michael Weddle now comes across the line as we head around the final couple of corners, and there's Jack Irvin on the grass, getting the car square lane. There is side by side going into Hall's Bends. That will not work, and apparently it will. They're side by side all the way through. Ewan Robertson showing his bravery there, willing to go by side, but there is one of the cars out wide, the number 6. The number 6, and it is not what he would have wanted there, and one of the rookies that we have here, but there they are coming round the start-finish straight, and leading your picture is the number 22 of Finn Mack, with Ewan Robertson just behind, and Jamie Brown sitting there side by side trying to get past Robertson, and he has before he's even got to Coppice. So now Jamie Brown is just trying to make up all lost ground that he lost by running wide at the hairpin. But now it is time. It's race 9 of the day and race 9 of the weekend for these guys. It's race 3 for the Mini Cooper Cup. It's a reverse grid race. 12 minutes in this race, just 3 minutes left before the checker flag will appear out, and these guys will be finished, their last race of the weekend. And what a race it's been so far. Number 94, Ryan Smith, just picking up a bit of damage there as Jack Irvin actually on the side of his car. You can just see it as he heads into the grass. This will be a prime opportunity actually for the car just to get past them, and you can just see cleanly getting past the number 30 there, just getting past Gordon Long in that grey Mini Cooper, just trying to get past him. You can see the fans still watching on, still loving what they're seeing right now here at the SMRC, which is of course sponsored by Reese Motorsports Insurance. And now the Mini Cooper Cup in the race 3 heads round the hairpin, and there's Neil Hose heading round, closely followed by Gordon Long though, and right now his sparring partner Jack Irvin. So now Jack Irvin trying to find any way past. You can see damage as Michael Weddle has already done the damage on the others, as it's 2.2 seconds, and now he's just maintaining that gap. He's the fastest lap of the race, and he has a 2.2 second lead from Chad Little, so still nothing that he can relax with, but it's a pretty nice gap and a pretty nice safety net just in case if he does lock up with just 2 minutes to go in this race. Chad Little is going to still be pushing on. He's still going to be just trying to pile on the pressure, so maybe Michael Weddle can see on his pit board some issue, some sort of leeway with his time. So Now it's Michael Weddle who leads his way, tips onto the grass actually there. Quite a lot of dust flicked up. He was on the grass for quite a while as he heads round Chris Curve towards the gooseneck. And the gooseneck, such a technical part of the track. You'll see them now just heading through the left and bouncing off the curb on the right hand side and just having full confidence in that car that it's going to stick as they head down. They head down to Mansfield, turn 8 as they power out towards the mountain, towards the final sector of the track, which right now they're going to come round, and next time they come here it's going to be the final time, as this is the second last lap before they head on to the final lap of the weekend for them. And final lap of the weekend, Michael Weddle should lead on to the #1 plate, and the #1 on the side of his car, just showing off in gold that he's won the championship last year and he's here to do it again. He's pushing on as hard as he did last year. Just because he won the championship last year does not mean he's letting off. Of course, Chris Cockburn, who is sadly retired from this race, did win the Newcomer Cup last year, and now though, it's time. The last lap board will be out. There it is there. The marshal holding it out, signifying to Michael Weddle that this is the last time he has to come across the line before he sees the checkered flag coming around the first corner, which is of course Coppice. He has quite a nice lead right now, 2.3 seconds going on to this final lap of the race. Chad Little still there though, with Ian Monroe in that third position. Quite a lonely third position right now. Nothing for Ian Monroe has really happened lately, but he'll be happy with that third place. It's a very, very respectable position, and Michael Weddle just showing his confidence, showing his true class in the Mini Cooper Cup race 3. Of course, he didn't start in pole position. He started in 4th place, and he's had to make his way through some very, very quick drivers. And now you can see him just coming around Chris Curve, of course, named after one of the Mansfield farmers' family, which built this circuit back in the day. The original farmer of this circuit was originally built out of chalk, and it was a very, very short track, and now we're here. Ever since MSV's took over it, it's been a brilliant circuit, and it's shown brilliant racing today. Not only in this Mini Cooper Cup class, but of course all classes. Of course, this is race 3 as he comes round the mountain section for the final time. It will be Michael Weddle who leads. But coming over the crest now, Michael Weddle leads the way with best lap of the race, fastest lap of the race, as he heads round Hall Bends for the final time. And he has 2 corners just to get round now, just to get it home safely, just to get round Barn Corner, turn 16. He just needs to keep it on 4 wheels, and he has. And now he powers it out to the checker flag. He waits for it to fly for him for another race victory. Michael Weddle wins race 3 of the Mini Cooper Cup, and Chad Little closely behind, with Ian Monroe not letting up in 3rd, and Neil Hose coming home in that safe 4th position. Then Gordon Long, not what he would have wanted from pole position, coming home in 5th. Jack Irvin, of course, with a bit of damage on the side of his car, in 6th. Ryan Smith in 7th. Finn Mack should be coming across the line anytime soon in that 8th position, ahead of Jamie Brown. We just wait, there he is, Finn Mack coming across the line to take the checker flag for the final time, and 9th place will go to Jamie Brown, and David Taylor will be coming home to round out the top 10. And Ewan Robertson will be getting 11th place to round off the whole grid. So it's been a great result for him, and a great result and great drive once again from Michael Weddle. A 1.3 second gap to the line there, and it was a gap that certainly he just controlled. And you can see him waving to the cameras there, waving to the people watching around the circuit.
Who came into the round leading the championship. He won the last race. It's a great battle between those two. So we'll let him take a photo and then we'll get him down and have a quick chat. Go on, guys. There we go. Are we good? Well, Michael, sitting duck. You kicked that one to the curb, can't you?
Yeah, no, I managed to get a decent start this time. In the second race I didn't get a good start, so I managed to fix that from the race 3. Got a good start, got right up into 2nd, and kind of knew that if I worked with Ian a little bit, try and get away, then we could build a gap. I think he made a mistake coming up the mountain. Is that right? Yeah, coming up there. Yeah, Dean Hill. And I managed to make the move going into Hall Bends, which was a bit
Well, I put him onto the grass going into
the
Hall Bends.
I mean, I was 2 wheels on the grass trying to give him the room. I felt I'm fully alongside. I couldn't go anywhere because I had someone right behind me, but no,
ballsy move that.
Yeah, sometimes you have to make the mistake and I went for it. So no, delighted with today. 2 wins, 1 second place, 3 fastest laps in a pole position, so all the bonus points, so delighted.
Yeah, it puts you, well, leaves you still top of the championship, doesn't it? So onwards and upwards from here.
Yeah, hopefully we can carry the momentum now. 2 rounds to go, 6 races to go. Hope it not kill, obviously. Hopefully it's a bit cooler because this
Well, it's in Scotland, so of course it will.
Yeah, no, I am looking forward to going back because it has been hot and humid. But yeah, glad to see the back of this place after today with the weather.
All right, Michael. Well, congratulations. It's been a great weekend.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers. Let's see if we can find Chad. Chad, we've been speaking to you quite a lot this weekend. Second place that time. It's not bad to haul the points, is it?
Well, no. Could have been better, obviously.
You're talking through your teeth there, aren't you?
No, I just held back at the first few laps, a bit of defending, and it just Michael get a gap, and that was it. Couldn't catch him after that.
What was the difference in that race?
I don't know, really. We're very similar, I think. He just got that gap, and then just couldn't close it.
Because it's so evenly matched, it's just a start, isn't it?
Yeah. If you're there at the start, you'll tussle all the way, but if you're not, it's too late, isn't it? Unfortunately.
Hey, it's decent to haul the points anyway, so go and enjoy it.
Yeah. Try and get some wins next time.
Good luck. And Ian, not been the best of weekends for you, but last time on a podium.
Yeah, it was all right. To be honest, I quite enjoyed it. Quite enjoyed the weekend. I was no far away pace-wise. Sort of like the 4 of us were roughly the same, but I just wasn't quite quick enough. Their tyres were struggling. I was struggling. It's getting a bit hot. I was just waiting for the end there. I knew when Chad came up behind me, I was like, I'm not going to keep him behind, so I'll try and put myself back into the pack. I was like, I'll just try and third was as good as I was going to get. So no, it was all right. Good fun.
You came in third in the championship. Does that leave you still third?
I don't know, to be honest. I didn't think I was third, so I thought I was further back in the championship. That I've no looked.
I might have just made that up.
So yeah, if I'm third, I'm happy enough with that.
Good stuff.
Thank you.